How's it going, everyone? This is Mitchell Mander here, and welcome to another review of the Boruto anime. Today we're reviewing episode 283, part 2 of the Sasuke Retsuden adaptation in the Boruto anime. And if you're a fan of Sasuke x Sakura, I think you're going to like this episode a lot, at least the scenes that involve those two. So if you're a fan of that ship, then I would definitely recommend this episode. Anyways, let's talk about it, shall we? But before we do that, if you're new to the channel, you like this type of content, it'd be pretty cool if you would like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. It'd be pretty awesome if you would do that. But we should probably talk about this episode now. Now, this episode was pretty faithful to the manga for the most part. There were some maybe alterations here and there, but for the most part, it felt like it was pretty much spot on with the manga. And there were some scenes that obviously were done better in the anime version than the manga. I will give it that, which we'll talk about in a minute. But there's a few scenes at the beginning of this episode that I'm a little worried that's going to be taken out of context, and people are going to be like, uh-oh, look at Sasuke struggling against a dinosaur again, or he's getting beat up by guards, he's not doing anything, he's been nerfed. I can see that happening, because he's getting beat up by the guards at the beginning of this episode, but admittedly, he's tanking it. But he sneaks out once again, and he confronts Menos, and he confirms with Sharingan that Genjutsu doesn't work on this thing. He pulls out a sword, but he actually ends up getting like a small scratch on his face. Turns out that Menos over here has poisonous claws, so Sasuke's poisoned and he's getting a little woozy. And that's when Sakura shows up and saves the day by weaving that red cloth, which basically tells Menos not to attack or eat the prisoners. But Sasuke ends up passing out from the poison. And yes, Sakura saved the day, as Sakura is the new doctor that showed up at Ridaku, or at least the observatory. And it turns out their mission changed because Kakashi found a book that points to the Sage's Six Paths actually finding a cure called the Ultra Particles. Because it seems like the Sage's Six Paths and Naruto basically had the same illness, and it's because Naruto had a tailed beast within him, and it caused Naruto to have this chakra illness. So they need to find the Ultra Particles and kind of find some more information on it. So they're looking for a book called The Map of the Heavens. I believe that's what it's called. So they need to get into the library. But in order to get into the library, they need a key because, well, somebody finds out about that. If, like, the director finds out, then it's solitary confinement for anybody that goes in there or ends up leaking it, which, yeah. But anyways, I just want to say really quickly that Sakura deserves some respect after this episode, at least some more respect from the fandom, just because she really kind of just gets overlooked a lot. Because what she does here is actually pretty amazing and shows that she should get a lot more respect. So she actually plays a gamble with that Starlines game with one of the prisoners that has the key to that library that they need to get into to get the Map of the Heavens book. And Sakura memorizes the game and the cards and wins because she gets like a perfect draw. And it's all because she memorized it, and it's because of Tsunade constantly playing games with her back in the day. And you know how Tsunade was notoriously bad at gambling. Well, Sakura kind of had to make sure that she was just drawing with Tsunade and not like winning all the time. Otherwise, Tsunade would get angry. And it just shows that she basically built on those skills, learned how to do that, and adapted it here into her mission, which is really cool. It's really neat to see. So yeah, some props to Sakura here. She's definitely the MVP in this episode, if I'm being honest. Alrighty guys, we move on to the best part in this episode, which is the Sasuke x Sakura ring scene, which was very well done in my opinion. The OST that was played here, the visuals, the dialogue, everything was perfect in my opinion. It was just so well done. I actually teared up a little bit because of how well done it was. Like, I actually thoroughly loved this scene. And I like the theming going on in this arc with the Land of Ridaku, where married couples have rings, so everybody thought that Sasuke and Sakura were single because of that. So that's why everybody was trying to hit on Sakura all the time, thought that she was this beautiful woman that showed up as the new doctor of the prison. And it shows that Sasuke has a little bit of a jealous side, and I thought it was also pretty interesting too that Sasuke also mentions, hey, does it bother you that I'm gone for long periods of time? Because I remember earlier in the episode he was talking to his inmate, and he even mentioned that he'd been away for a couple of years, and the guy's like, oh, seriously? Any normal person's marriage would have just completely fell apart if someone's away for that long length of time. And I like how Sasuke brings us up to Sakura, and that he just seems very genuine when he asks her, hey, does this bother you? So I thought that was also a really nice touch there. But the whole scene is just great. Everything about it. There's nothing much more that I can add to this. It's just a fantastic scene. Anywho, we move on to the library, which they find the map of the heavens, and there's 12 illustrations in there. And after looking through them, they realize that these are the same symbols from the game that they're playing, the card game that the prisoners are playing, so to say. And Sasuke basically inspects it even further and realizes that the cards symbolize a tailed beast along with the Sage of Six Paths, which I thought was pretty interesting. And they realize that this connects to the Ultra Particles, but there's something more going on here. Obviously, the director's hiding something, so yeah, we'll see more of what Sasuke and Sakura do in the next episode, but somebody seemingly was spying on them at the end of this episode. Sasuke seems to have caught on to it, but didn't end up doing anything about it. But yeah, that's pretty much where the episode comes to an end. So overall, I think this was a better episode than last week's episode. Obviously, the Sasuke-Sakura scene basically makes the episode for me, but overall, I think this was a more enjoyable episode. I think it was well paced in my opinion. The last episode, I was just a little concerned about the pacing because it felt like we were going through this really fast. But here, it was well done in my opinion. It pretty much was faithful to the manga for the most part, so I'm pretty satisfied with this episode overall. I'm just a little concerned because we only have 3 more episodes and the manga is still ongoing. Obviously, it doesn't have too much longer before it comes to an end, but still, I worry for the next couple of episodes. I really hope that they don't get rushed, but I guess we'll see what happens. Alrighty guys, that's all I got for this episode review. So overall, a better episode than last week's episode. I'm going to give this episode a solid 8 out of 10. So in the comment section down below, post your thoughts. What do you think of this episode and how the Sasuke-Sakura scene went? Are you satisfied with it? Are you just unsatisfied with parts of this episode? Just let me know in the comment section down below. And if you're new to the channel, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And guys, have a good day or night, and I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.